And sir, this is Saitya Jaswini, Robotics and Automation final year, and I'm from Maharashtra, sir. So the first and foremost question I want to ask you is, how was your experience as of today? You have come to our university, you have experienced the department, and you have also seen all the whereabouts. So I would like to hear it from you, sir.
First of all, the hosting here has been absolutely top notch. Really appreciate that. Thank you for that. Uh, in terms of the college, it's one of the best campuses that I've personally seen in India. We work with colleges around the country. Certainly in terms of facilities, the kind of labs, the kind of equipment that you have here, it's absolutely first class. While I do appreciate that, there's still a lot of work to be done in terms of utilizing whatever exists here, in terms of enriching the overall outcome that we come to expect from universities like Vignan, etc. But yeah, in terms of the campus itself, in terms of the equipment that you have, in terms of the setup that you have, it's absolutely one of the best that we've seen in the country so far. So congratulations to the faculty and best wishes to you guys, students. I wish when we were in our colleges we had similar kind of equipment, right? So you have absolutely top notch equipment, and I'm told you also have unrestricted access to that 24/7 whenever you need it. So this is absolutely one of a kind that we've seen.
Sir, Siddharth sir, I want to ask you one question that what are the skills we need to become a robotics engineer if you are from other departments or other branch?
See the afternoon. So the first and foremost thing what I would say is like technical skills is something that is secondary part, but first one is kind of building that interest in that particular segment is much more important. Like if you really want to get into robotics and you have that element in you that you want to do it, so that is pretty much important. And apart from that, like it's robotics is not just only about specialized, particularly specialized only for this industry of robotics engineering and all. End of the day, I remember when fellow sir is giving an presentation there, you might have seen that one is agriculture, health, and you have electrical, AC, and also agriculture is something where the agri-tech can come down there, and health is something where you need medical people over there, and also students from pharmacy also are very much important. As you mentioned, you have a proper right example there. A warm kind of robots that are being sent inside the body, the nanobots, where they'll specifically go into your body to a specific part and release a proper dosage where it can be cured. So in this aspect, I think you'll have to have the cross department collaboration to build it out. And yeah, when it comes to tech specifications, ROS is something that's much more important. Embedded systems, IoT, and you need to have this bit of mechanical skills too, where you can try to assemble and assemble these objects at the same time. So you have to work around all these elements to get a final output alongside the design again. So
As AIRA, it is a global organization, I can say. So what are the ebbs and flows in the line of work which you have faced initially, and to suggest this juniors to us, or to our juniors, if we don't have to face the same thing, so what are the suggestions you would like to give us?
Typical organization, right? So it's a trade body that connects the dots. Nevertheless, yes, we do have our ebbs and flows. Again, we work with governments, we work with industry, we work with innovators, we work with academia, and we try to bridge the divide between all of these different stakeholders, as we call them, right? And the greatest challenge in our sort of environment is everyone has their own purpose of existence, everyone has their own line of thinking, everyone has their own interest, right? And how do you align the interest of one stakeholder with the interest of others? So this is something that is of very critical importance for us. And when you're navigating these, sometimes there will be gaps in our understanding or in our process or in our outcomes. So, for example, students are always saying where are the jobs, but the industry is always saying where is the talent, right? So it's very very evident, right? So one guy is looking for a job, the other guy is looking for talent, and yet there's this huge gap. And students come up with various challenges saying, we don't know how to do this, or we've not been trained this, and so on and so forth. And for the industry, the talent should be real time. This is not a space where, especially in robotics, this is not a space where you bring in someone, you train them for 1 or 2 years and then deploy, because robotics is an expensive field to begin with compared to software, right? So so if you're building a software, it's as simple as building and deploying it. If something breaks, you can fix it on the fly with very little repercussions. Whereas in hardware, you build something, you deploy. If it breaks, then the entire system is a very expensive system to replace. So that's why the people that the talent that is required needs to have hands-on experience prior to coming in. Now you have that dichotomy. On one end, you're saying you need experience. On the other side, you're saying, where do I get the experience, right? So when you're working on these kind of ecosystems, it becomes very important for us to understand where the baselines are and how do you bring the baselines into the system. And that's exactly what we tell everyone, right? So it's about understanding or breaking down the problem first. For a student or for an entrepreneur or for an employee, it doesn't matter who it is. Ultimately, it's about breaking down the problem into the smallest component parts, as that you can break them down into. Once you do that, addressing each one of them is very, very straightforward at this point. So in the day and age of chat GPTs of the world, finding answers is not the tough part. Asking the right questions is the tough part, right? So that is, I think, the most important for any of us. It doesn't matter where we are, whether we are faculty or owners of the college or employees of a company, owners of the company, founders, innovators, researchers, doesn't matter. The key is to ask the right questions and keep asking them over and over again. So I think that's the fundamental thing that will help us overcome any challenge that we face. Keep building, keep learning, keep asking questions. Nothing else matters. Another key aspect is don't restrict yourself to the four walls of your classroom. Go out there to the lab or to the industry. Doesn't matter which industry you go to. If you like ice cream, go to an ice cream factory and see how ice cream is made in bulk, right? It's as simple as that. Just go out there, build things, learn, and ask questions. Nothing more. Of course, another skill is always to be able to work with others. So we are going more and more into a world where you as a singular person can do a lot of things, but for you to make meaningful things, you have to work with others. So being able to collaborate across disciplines with other people is another important skill.